Decent PCP airguns are getting more and more affordable, and this week's review gun is a brilliant example of that. It's the Zbroia Hortitsia from Pelpax. Made in the Ukraine, it's a fantastic little multi-shot PCP with a price tag of just £499.99. I've already used it a few times on hunting trips, one of which we've already featured on the show, but this week I thought I'd take the time just to show you a little bit more of what it has to offer. This is the shorter 330-180 version, which measures a very modest 89 centimetres from muzzle to butt. It's also pretty light, tipping the scales at around 3 kilos unscoped. Being so light and compact, it's also a very pointable airgun and is very comfortable to shoot. The stock looks really elegant, and I'd describe it as a modern take on the classic sporter style. This one is a dedicated right-hander. It's made from hardwood with a grey stain finish. I must say that I wasn't initially too impressed with that grey stain, but it really is starting to grow on me. And if it isn't to your taste, a plain brown option is also available. The fore end of the stock is very long, so there's plenty of room for your leading hand, whatever stance or hold you choose to use. There's no checkering or stippling on the fore end or the pistol grip, but I don't think it really compromises grip a great deal because you can still feel plenty of the natural graining of the wood. I really like the pistol grip, which has a distinct sweep and a bulge that really swells into the palm. There's a deep scallop behind it to cradle your hand, and it makes for a really good trigger attack whether you choose to shoot thumb up or thumb round. Apart from being very comfortable, the rollover cheek piece also looks neat and sets you up just about perfectly for the scope. The stock is finished with a rubber butt pad that's set off with a neat red spacer. It's quite a basic hard rubber pad, but it really grips into the shoulder. I must admit that I wasn't expecting the highest standard of finish in an affordable PCP that's made in the Ukraine, but I couldn't have been more wrong. This airgun is very well engineered and very solidly constructed. The blacking on the metalwork is extremely even and has a semi-matte finish to cut down on glare. The Hortitsia is equipped with a Picatinny type scope rail. That initially sounds like a bit of a nuisance because most UK airgun shooters will be accustomed to dovetail rails. However, once you've got the right mounts, it provides a very secure attachment that isn't moving anywhere. This carbine model has a 33 centimetre barrel and it's fully shrouded. The barrel shroud gives a nice chunky look to the gun, and although it doesn't facilitate the addition of an external sound moderator, it still does a very good job of muting down the sound of the muzzle report. The fairly long air cylinder has a maximum working pressure of no less than 300 bar. Although it's tested to 495 bar, that still sounds pretty high to me, so I settled for a more modest 220 bar fill. And from that, I still managed to get around 80 consistent shots at about 11.3 foot-pounds. There's a pressure gauge at the front of the cylinder. I don't like having to look down the barrel to check air pressure, but this setup seems pretty standard these days. When it is time to refill, it's simply a matter of slackening off the collar at the front of the cylinder to expose the inlet and then plugging in the supplied quick fill probe. There are actually two supplied, a screw-in one and one with a Foster attachment. The Hortitsia's cocking and loading system is a very nice straight pull mechanism. Push off the locking catch with your thumb and the bolt pulls straight back to cock the gun and index the magazine. Push it forwards and it probes the pellet home into the breech ready for the shot. Having to push off the locking catch sounds like a bit of a faff, but it quickly becomes subconscious and it is a very, very fast mechanism. That system drives a 12-shot magazine in 177 and a 10-shot in 22. Pull the bolt all the way back and the magazine pulls out from the right-hand side. It's quite a simple design, quite similar to the Virak, but it works well and it's easy to load. And you get a spare one supplied with the gun. The trigger is very, very good. I really like the sweep and profile of the blade, which drives an adjustable 2-stage unit. This one was fantastic straight from the box, with a fairly short first stage and a crisp, predictable second stage brake. The safety catch is located just in front of the trigger blade. I don't think that's great from a safety point of view, but it is very convenient to operate. You pull it back with your finger to make the gun safe and then push it forwards when you're ready to take the shot. It's very positive and extremely quiet in operation. I think that's all of the main features covered. Let's crack on with the important part and I'll show you what it shoots like. Well, I really can't complain about that. We've got a very slight left to right breeze today, but the 177 caliber test gun, it's just turned out a 5-shot group, 30 meters. It's got to be within ½ an inch. That's with that breeze, and I know from experience that in calm conditions this gun is pretty much doing pellet on pellet at 30 meters and ½ inch groups at 40 meters. It is a joy to shoot, and it's also a nice, accurate little gun, and that very sweet trigger certainly plays a significant part in that. This little air gun really has more than exceeded my expectations. It's light, compact, elegant, and functional. The cocking and loading mechanism is brilliant, and so is the trigger. The Zbroia Hortitsia really is a fantastic little air gun for under £500. And don't forget, Pelpax can even deliver air guns direct to your door.